Hey everybody, it's Mark from the Dunright Ranch. It's Saturday, September 21st. Getting ready to head up to Best Buy here, and I thought I'd vlog a little bit on the way up there. Still working on getting my learning curve here flattened out and learning how to use some of this new equipment. I got a gimbal that I wanted to use, you know, when walking down the street and that, to get a little bit steadier shot. And for some reason the app isn't working with it, so I'm going to run up there and see if they can help me with the app. But I think last night I finally learned how to use the gimbal. It's a Ronin S from DJI. It's a pretty nice one, I guess. So anyway, trying to get that figured out, and then we're going to move into, I've got a Insta360 now to allow me to take pictures, video while I'm in the parade here in Texas in a week and a half or so, you know, amongst other things too. So that will be my next learning thing. And then I also have a drone after that I need to learn how to use. I don't want to say that I'm a photographer, but I've pretty much, I think, got the camera all figured out and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to take off here, head up to Best Buy, and then yeah, it's about, I think, around 15 miles or so up there. I won't be filming the whole way, but anyway, I'm going to head up there and get that figured out, and we'll see you in a bit. This is the street that I live on. It's a pretty nice day out today, just a little breeze. These get a little bit farther apart here when we get to this part of the year up here in Michigan. It's actually been nice for a few days now, so that's been pretty good. Yeah, today's a real nice day, so I think it's supposed to get into the low 80s. Not real sure on that number, but they are very welcome, like I said, especially this time of year, because it is going to be cold soon. The leaves are already falling off the trees, and you'll probably see some of that as we cruise down the country roads here on the way to Okemos, Michigan, where the Best Buy is at. Real smart technology that we have here in Ingham County, Michigan. From what I understand, this is the only county that does that. You can see this road here. It's been done fairly recently, a month or so ago, I think. They take the old road and they just spread tar on it, and then they level these rocks on top of it. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bunch of stones on the edge here that come off of it. You can see the black tar coming through. Breaks a lot of windshields, gets a lot of tar all over your car. And this is their way of fixing a road here. But it's still pretty bumpy. It's still got potholes. Still a mess. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the thoughts are. And then, of course, this winter when they plow, a lot of these stones will be on the edge in the snowbank that they create from plowing the snow. So, all you really hear is how much cheaper it is, but you're not really fixing the road, so it really ought to be cheaper. So anyway, that's some of our county government here and the wasteful spending that they do. Like I'm sure all governments have that issue, local, federal, state, whatever. They don't really do anything good. So up here a little bit, we're going to be turning left and we're going to go through the kind of right directly through the middle of the town that I was raised in as a kid, Mason. I live just outside of it, obviously, a few miles. I always said that when I got older and got out of the Army and that I would never live in Mason again, and that was a lie. So now I'm pretty deeply rooted here as far as, I had a business here for a long time. I got a house. And I still got a building uptown that I rent out. It's a hair salon right now, and it's been that for, I don't know, a few years anyway. So it's kind of hard to pack up and leave, when that's the case. So I am hoping next year to be able to leave for most of the winter. Go do some bike touring in the southern states and southwestern states, Arizona, and Mexico, and Texas, and really anywhere it's warm when it's cold up here. Yes, the police department in this town, they'd probably say it was real similar to Detroit, even though we don't really have any crime here, but you see them prowling all the alleys at night and kind of trying to set people up for tickets. And it's supposed to be this friendly farm community, but the police are, they are there when you need them, but they're also there when you don't. Oh, there's some kind of festival going on. So we're going to have to detour a little bit off of the main street here. They do this a little bit often, but it's never for motorcycles. It's always for, a beer tent or a music festival or something like that, but we don't have any bike rallies. And as far as I know of, there's none in Lansing, which is, the capital of Michigan, but it's also about 8 miles from me. I went to Flint I think it was last weekend, it might have been the weekend before, to a bike rally there, which I had just found out about. And I was actually pretty surprised by it. I wasn't really quite prepared enough for it because I really wasn't anticipating to be what it was. So I'll be going back next year and we'll be making a little more of it. But I hope you liked what I did take. Like I said, I really wasn't that prepared for it and to what it was. And Yeah, this is probably some kind of craft show, or I see vendors all over the place with different stuff, so it's probably what it is. Oh, there's our beloved police right over there. And I think down this street is usually food, but I don't smell anything, so I'm not sure about that. Usually when you go through there, you can kind of smell the vendors and the food they're cooking. And oh, we're going to turn left here and then get back up on the street we just jogged off from, which is Jefferson Street. Like I said, it pretty much runs right up through the middle of Mason here. When I grew up in this town, most of the streets didn't have curbs. I mean, they did uptown here, but all of the subdivisions and the side streets of that, they didn't have curbs, they didn't have sidewalks, they all had a ditch. And we all used to burn the leaves in the ditch. Now, normally I take that road right there to the right. That's Okemos Road. It goes right into Okemos. But down a few miles, they stoned it recently, so there's still loose stone on the road. And so we're going to avoid that. And this road is slightly more fun, even though we're in the land of straight roads. There is a couple curves on this road, and it ain't great, but it makes it a little bit more fun. It's certainly not Sturgis. But this is the sewer treatment plant to my left, and yeah, it always stinks when you go through here. Then the cemetery is on the other side of that, the cemetery that's both my parents are buried at. It's been in Mason since, there's tombstones in there from the 1800s, so. Newer subdivision here on the left. Great big houses with teeny tiny yards. I never got that, why you would want to spend that much money on a house and then put it on a plot of land that it barely fits on. That's the Career Center out there to the left. When I was a kid, that was a pretty good program out there. But yeah, they used to keep this lawn all landscaped and mowed, and now it's not even mowed, let alone weed eated. The weeds handled, and looks pretty bad actually. But I suppose the program is probably still okay out here, but I don't know, nothing's like it used to be, I know that. Quality's not as important as it used to be. American made isn't as important as it used to be, so. Anyway, this road's 55, I'm gonna leave the camera on and then edit when I don't want out, but I doubt you can hear me anymore, so this is our first curve. It's a 35. It's a lot more fun at 60. I don't know why it's 35. It's really easy to get around it even in a car at 60, so this is turn number 2. There's one more right after this back the other way. But again, 20 mile an hour is pretty slow on it. That's 40. stay on this road, this will take you right up. Oh, then we got a guy pulling out in front of us. That's fucking awesome. That was great. Everybody you that ride motorcycles know you got to deal with that shit. You got to be careful for it because there's idiots like this guy in front of me. Probably flip me off or something now that he's pulling away. Okay, this is Okemos Road up here again. We're going to turn left. We went down Hagedorn and then we jogged to the right here on Holt Road, which is what I'm on now. And then to the right is all the fresh stones. To the left, they haven't wrecked that road yet. So we're going to go to the left here and keep on our way to Okemos. Okemos is supposed to be this upper class area, and they have got the absolute worst roads in that town. You'll see when we get there, they're pretty bad. All right, over the bridge there is Okemos. This is Highway 96 here. Cuts across Michigan east to west. Basically goes from Grand Rapids to Detroit. Got a Culver's. I don't think you want to call them fast food because really it ain't that fast. But it's really pretty good. I eat there, I don't want to say often, but as far as, you know, that type of restaurant goes, I don't really eat at them, but Culver's is pretty good. And sure, I eat there every couple of weeks or so. Usually when I'm on the run doing something and I just don't have time and it's just easier. There's a little stretch here of new pavement. It's still a little bit rough even though it's new. And then once we get up here, it just gets rougher and rougher. And they even redid a section up near the Meridian Mall. And it ain't very good. The stabilization works. I'm using a Hero 5, actually 2 of them today, and I don't know if you can see how bouncy this road is, but this is the better part of it. And it's just bump after bump after bump. I come down this in my truck. Holy cow, man, I'm about seasick by the time I get to the other end. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the Bring It Home trip. I'll be leaving here October 2nd, early in the morning. I think it's the 2nd, it's a Wednesday. And I'm going to drive the bulk of it on Wednesday, about 10 to 12 hours, and then finish it up on Thursday. My check-in time at the motel is 3 o'clock on Thursday. So I'm going to do that, and then probably go for a ride after I get checked in and my stuff put away. And then Friday is registration and the pre-party Friday night and stuff, and then Saturday is the actual event. So I'm going to be driving down. Other than maybe an opening video clip, I probably won't be filming it because I'm in my truck. It's just too far for me to go on a bike in a couple days. I can't do that. Got a little bit of some disability stuff going on that just kind of limits how far I can go. So anyway, be driving that down and pulling my bike in a trailer, and then I'll be trying to get as much riding in while I'm down there as I can, because early October we're definitely entering the no ride zone up here. If we're still riding then, it won't be for a whole lot longer. I mean, I'll ride down to 40 degrees or so. I don't want to do it in the rain, and I certainly don't want to do it in the snow. But I used to ride snowmobiles, so there is such a thing as putting on a lot of gear and staying warm. So, but in October it definitely starts dipping down, so it can in September too. But yeah, I got a motel down in Paris there, and I went last year, so I'm a little bit more familiar with it, although the setup of that town down there is a little bit weird. But I guess the event is taking off at an event center down there. And one thing I didn't get around to seeing last year was the Eiffel Tower that they have down there. I guess it's pretty much a duplicate of the one in Paris, France, but it's not as big. So I'm going to try to check that out and get a little bit of tourist stuff in there too, and then hopefully we'll break that record. But I bought an Insta360 camera kind of on the recommendation of John Maxwell. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know who he is. Mechanic up at Chattahoochee, or I shouldn't say down at Chattahoochee, Harley-Davidson in Georgia. And when I watched his video of that, it was instantly my fix for how to film the event while driving a motorcycle and not just having a camera that points straight forward. So, but I still got to learn how to use it. I'm working on the gimbal right now, and then once I feel a little bit comfortable with that, hopefully before today is up, then I'm going to start working on learning the Insta360, and I got the app downloaded to my computer. So get some footage and see if I can get it on there and edit it and stuff, and so I'm pretty much looking forward to that. From watching his video, the 360 of it seems to be pretty seamless, so kind of excited about learning how to use it. I think John is a lot more maybe able to do the tech than I am, but I'm learning. I'm sure I'm probably like he was when he was, under 1,000 subscribers. Every day you're kind of trying to learn how to do stuff, and so that's where I'm at right now, is trying to get better with the new equipment I got that allows me to do a lot more stuff. And then of course there's a learning curve there on just learning how to do stuff. I've got a couple different editing programs, and I think I may even get another one yet. So Best Buy is up here just to the right. The Meridian Mall is up here to the right, which in its heyday was, it was the place to be. Movie theater, and they just had a lot of stores, and I haven't been in there in a long time. That tells you what a heyday it is now. If you follow this road ahead of me here, Grand River West, and take it all the way through Lansing, and you get out on the west side of Lansing, then there's the Lansing Mall, which is kind of the same deal. Started out as the big heyday, and now it's maybe not quite as much. So I think that's the case with shopping malls across the country, actually. They're just not what they used to be. So the guy ahead of me is turning right. There's no traffic coming. I'm not really sure why he's not going, but now that the light's been green for 10 seconds or so, now we're moving. Well, we're going to follow him in here to the Best Buy. I'm not going to film inside. I'm still not real comfortable filming people when you know, you haven't set it up with them in advance that you're going to do that. So I'm going to go in and take care of my business, and just mainly wanted to talk about a few things: the Texas parade, the Bring It Home parade, and you know, a little update on some of the equipment and that. So this will be the best pavement we rode on the whole trip here. It'll be the parking lot at Best Buy. It's actually pretty nice. Reminds me of the Florida roads. They're pretty smooth. Go to Daytona in March, and you can almost count the bumps that you hit in a week or two there, because there ain't many. Pretty nice roads, and usually when you see one that's got a problem, they're working on it. So go ahead. So anyway, we're here now. We'll be shutting the camera off and going inside and taking care of stuff, and then I'm not going to film on the way back because it's kind of the same trip here except in reverse. So, but get parked here, I'm going to shut everything off, and then I'll see you probably in for the Texas video next. This is Mark. I'm from the Done Right Ranch. I'm signing out. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. And like I said, we'll see you for the Texas video. Signing out. See ya.